you doing during the lockdown? Well, over 50 lakh Indians were making new Demat accounts and deep diving into the exciting world of stock markets. Are we as a country now increasing our exposure to equities? Is there now a shift from traditional investment assets such as gold and bank deposits towards the stock market? On FII today, we explored the reason behind this sudden spike in activity in the stock market. And it's not an ordinary spike. India's COVID lockdown brought in more than 50 lakh new Demat accounts. That's from March until today. In fact, there has been a growth of 1 crore investor accounts in 5 years, making it the fastest 5 million accounts in the history. That's big, right? Now let's look at the big questions that we will be answering for you on the show today. What is the lockdown Demat surge all about? Who is driving the surge? Is the digital brokerage the way forward? And all the expert tips on the share trading 101 for all you first-time investors coming up on the show. All right, for those of you first up wondering what is a Demat account, let me quickly tell you. A Demat account or a dematerialized account provides facility of holding shares and securities in an electronic format. Now, during online trading, shares are bought and sold in the Demat account, thus facilitating easy trade for the users. Simply put, Demat account is this one place which holds all your investments you make in shares in government securities, exchange trade funds, bonds, mutual funds, etc. Now, back to the surge in Demat accounts and what it means. I told you that SEBI has reported the highest surge of Demats in at least a decade. Also, according to Samco now, that is a popular securities online trading company, they said that account opening went up by 120% compared to the pre-COVID levels. Almost 70% of customers were first-time investors in the stock market. And guess what? With nearly 65% of them millennials in the age band of 21 to 35. 30% of the new clients were from the top 3 cities of Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore. 40%, and this is a big number, 40% from relatively smaller towns. So as it turns out, millennials are the ones driving this unprecedented spike and activity in the stock market. Now, when we looked into the reasons behind this surge, and well, millions of young Indians stuck at home are now trying their hands at trading shares to boost income amidst pay cuts and job losses. Many also got lured into the trading by the sharp plunge in stock market values after the lockdown, hoping to make a quick buck as share prices rebound. And it's been quite a fall, remember. 2020 saw the steepest market fall in 11 years. Sensex lost over 23.8%. Nifty lost around 26.3%, all in 2020. This is the worst, remember, since 2009. But like we've been telling you, some experts have even warned at this point that the current stock valuation are hard to justify and nearly a bubble territory at this point. But retail investors seem to at least not be perturbed by it at all at this point. No worries for them. Also, another question that comes to mind is that, is it really temporary or is this a phenomena that is going to stay? Is retail stock market trading going to be the new norm? Well, Sakshi joins us now to take you through all of that. Sakshi.
So what is the new normal for trading in the stock market? It is believed trading in the stock market is now significantly easier than earlier. But let us understand what has really changed. Experts feel the growth of digital investment platforms has clearly led to this uptick. Within minutes of sharing your bank account details, your PAN and Aadhaar details being verified, trading is now truly just a click away. Experts suggest digital investment platforms have seen a surge of 2 times in investor trading from March till date. So just what is the digital broker today offering that wasn't available earlier? Firstly, they offer easier access to information and education for investors, sometimes by even conducting virtual sessions. Online trading platforms also offer a minimal fee compared to a fraction of someone's investment earlier. And lastly, experts feel digital avenues can be far more convenient in the midst of the pandemic, as people can take charge of their decisions with the help of simple explainers on their own. While the digital direction continues to drive the momentum for now in the stock market, the big question is if this trend is here to stay And can the process be trusted for the long run?
All right. So will this stay? Will it stay for the long run? That is something that we are exploring. But we've got a good panel lined up for you. And also, but first up, I'll begin with somebody who is a lockdown investor, if I can call her that. Sheetal Gurung joins us. She's somebody who spiked her activity on the stock markets during this lockdown. Sheetal, first up, how's it going? How's the stock market trading and treating you at this point? And why the idea? Why did you decide to take the big plunge?
I've been really happy with the returns. I've got just last night I calculated a 30% return on an average. So it's been really good. It was a great opportunity and something I think all investors look forward to. And I had been thinking about investing in the stock market and had done my bit in the past. But my activity, of course, increased during this time because I have more time here and because I'm also able to save more money during the work from home thing that's going on right now. And on an average, I've tried to increase my investment by 15% in the last 5.5 months every month. So that's the kind of activity I've been doing in the stock market.
Wow,
and very happy with how it's
13%
going.
returns for the first timer. That's
Yes.
quite something. Tell us where were you picking up your tips and cues from? Several like you, like 50 lakh, right? You are now dealing and trading in shares on their own. Where do you guys pick up those cues?
Well, I have my circle of investor friends that we've been, who, on and off we connect, and then we talk about what is it that we need to be doing with our money. And also studying on my own has really helped me because I know that my hard-earned money, I would not want to just put it in the stock market because a huge part of the population also think it's a risky business. So I did my due diligence of researching, connecting with my investor friends, and then deciding what is it that I want to do with my money or which stocks I want to buy. And some have even grown up to 100% in the 5.5 months period. So I've been happy. I'm a happy investor so far.
So this conversation that you have with your friends about investing, are some of them even apprehensive, not knowing where it could go actually?
Yes, definitely. In fact, a few of my friends, they had been considering it, but because there is a big fear about, okay, what if we lose it all? And what if it doesn't come up? So that kept them behind, and then they had not been, some of them really did not take the plunge.
All right, some of them did not, but we've got our expert panel on the show to help them if any of them have a hitch, really. Let me introduce Priyanka Bhatia. She's co-founder and lead consultant at Women on Wealth. And we also have Amrish Liga, is a market expert investor as well. Amrish, to you first. You hear people like Sheetal, right, saying that this entire lockdown has given a platform for a lot of people to actually come down and invest. Good timing also, considering the markets and the rates actually went down. What tips do you have for people like her?
Absolutely. I think like her, there are nearly 50 lakh investors who have come into the market. And it's just not millennials, because a lot of white-collar employees who are sitting at home between March to June did not have anything much to do. And I think the only activity which was on was the stock markets, and they had money to spare. So, clearly it was keeping them engaged throughout the day. It was exciting. And on top of that, they were making money. And what I would say is for most of them, it was the beginner's luck, because whatever they invested in, whichever stock they bought, they made money. Like she made 30%. The market has actually gone up nearly 50%.
Yeah, but that beginner's luck won't last. So what do you want to tell them?
I'm coming to that. So, like you don't expect this run to continue like this forever. Whenever it corrects, I think it could be a very sharp correction, because the markets have gone up basically on liquidity. So my advice to them would be, whatever you're investing in, from now on, at least do some research. There's enough material available online. There is enough good advice available. So take that advice, do your homework, do your research. Only then you invest going ahead. At the same time, whatever you have bought in the last 5-6 months, you must be making 30, 40, 50% returns. At least take some profits home. Don't leave. Don't leave. Everything in the market. Take some profits home.
Well, that's some good advice. But let me at this point bring in Priyanka Bhatia. Now, Priyanka is somebody who's a lead consultant. She's now also helping women. Remember, the one big aspect of this lockdown surge in the stock market has been that, and a great fallout really has been that a lot of women are now getting financially independent. They can now sit back at home and with the money at hand start spending. Priyanka, share us your view and your experience of working with these women, and what do you tell them?
My first mantra is financial education for women. Because I think women have been stuck in jobs. Earlier, they were not in jobs. They thought managing money, investing it well was their husband's job, father's job. And I think this lockdown has told them, many of them, that it's not anyone else's job to make money for you or grow your wealth for you. You got to do it yourself. And a lot of women took up our financial education programs, training programs that we run. And it's been different. I must say that the lockdown, the virus opened eyes for many women. And they're actually going beyond the conditioning that they had. And they're now like really thinking for themselves and saying, okay, one salary, not enough. We've got to create alternate sources of income. How can I use my time productively well? And of course, I don't want to, trade on tips. We all know that it may work once, but it will not work forever. So yes, I think education has really come a big way. We all know education technology as an industry is growing, and I think we benefited majorly from it.
All right, that's a good advice coming in, and good to know about the independence that women are actually getting on this. We also have Lalit joining us. He's the founder and CEO of Grow. Lalit, one of the basic reasons why perhaps the massive surge happened is because of the cut down or platforms, several platforms now available online which almost take no percentage cuts out of these. How do you see that impacting the people and investors? Also, there is still a big question of safety. And the exciting world of stock market is still seen with a pinch of salt.
Yeah. So what we feel is that if you look at the overall penetration of stock market in India, it is very, very low if you compare it with globally with other countries and so on. So I believe that we have just started, and digital platforms are helping in that democratization of investing in India. And coming to the safety part, and I think as we grow, we should be very clear about one very important thing, which Amrish sir also mentioned. Research is important. So stock market is risky. It is not like fixed deposits, which we all are used to in India, right? There are 200 million more or people who are doing fixed deposits, and we are used to seeing that stable returns. Then there are mutual funds, where again, mutual funds can also be debt and equity. But stock is like equity, and if you're picking individual stocks, then you need to be careful. You need to be aware about the risks that they carry, right?
Can I ask you, Lalit, then just to indulge our viewers a little more, when you say do research, ensure that you don't take risks, how does one do that really? When I put out this, let me tell you, in fact, when I put out this topic on social media, so many of our viewers have written back saying, well, it sounds exciting, everybody's talking about it, but I'm still a little scared. How do I go about it?
Yeah, so one thing is that excitement word that you mentioned, right? So excitement is one thing, wealth building is another thing. And trust me, wealth building is boring. So if you are in it, if you are in stock market for building wealth for long term, then you will have to understand, okay, if you are in, let's say if you are investing in a stock, then you really need to understand, okay, what am I getting into? Again, there can be two things. So investing is very different from trading. If you are investing, you are buying the share of that company. So you are actually owning a piece of that company. And that means you need to know about that company, about the industry, about the management, about how that company is going to grow, and a lot of other things. If you are doing trading, then it is more about betting on the prices, if it is intraday or long term and so on, like positional trading, so on. So whatever, first thing is you need to know what you are doing. And if you don't know that, then it is very, very high, very risky.
Okay, I see how he says all of that with a big white smile that, the picture is yet to finish on this story just yet. Amrish, come in on this fact. There's also a big part of the expert group saying that there has to be caution followed on this. we did some research and found out that most of them are actually millennials, first-time people like Sheetal, who are saying who are very excited right now because of the 30%, 40% returns that they are getting. But people are saying that, you need to be cautious. What guiding forces apply on this, and what are we looking at in the near future in the stock market, really?
There's a huge difference today between the sentiment which is there in the market, which is extremely bullish, and the reality at the ground level. If you talk to the entrepreneurs, you talk to the smaller businessmen, most of them are facing issues. So, there has to be some sort of a correlation between what is happening at the ground level and what is happening in the markets. Our feeling is that already the stocks have gone up quite a lot. Possibly we are close to a bubble situation. But unfortunately, I would say we are still in that virtuous cycle where liquidity is coming in. Because the liquidity is coming in, the markets are going up, which again means more liquidity coming into the markets. But like I said, I think people need to be careful because most of them, I would say, that are investing just based on the tip, just knowing the name of the company. I think people should just go much beyond that, understand what the company is doing, who the promoters are, how the performance has been in the past, and only based on that look at investing your money, because finally it's your hard-earned money. And in case we see a crash of what we saw in March, most of these people will lose nothing, less than 40-50% of their investment. Forget the 40-50% gains they have made. They may lose, in fact, 40-50% of their capital, like what we saw in March. So one needs to be very, very careful. It's your hard-earned money. Money making was easy in the last, 5 to 6 months, but it's never so easy all the time.
Right. Sheetal, do you have a question for the expert? I believe you and your gang of friends have been brainstorming about it. So do you have a question for Amrish?
Yeah, what are the key steps one needs to take as a first-time investor or somebody who's just dabbling for the first time, or pretty new like me?
Yeah, I would say the safest way to invest surely is through the mutual funds, because end of the day, you're giving it to the fund managers who understand the markets better surely than the first-time investors. But at the same time, investing directly also is decently exciting. And in the long run, you could be making more money investing yourself if you invest well. And from that point of view, like I said, at least do some study on the market. About the company. At least understand what the company is doing. What do you think about the future of the products which they make? How good the management is? I think that's very, very important. So these are, a couple of things you should look at. Also, read up research reports, because a lot of companies, there are research reports which are available online. Just read up those research reports. They'll give you much more information. And only when you're convinced on a particular company, at least decently well, you may not be 100% convinced, but you should be convinced decently well that this will do well. So from that point of view, then I think you should, go ahead and invest. Because don't invest blindly, because you'll get a lot of free tips. But remember, there's nothing called free lunch in this market. Either you pay for the advice which you get, or you pay via the losses which you'll make in the stock which you buy.
Unless if you're watching FYI, lots of free advice coming to everybody's way through our show. Can I bring in Priyanka now? Priyanka, this sort of caution about what might happen next, I'm sure you're picking that up from a lot of your students as well, right? GDPs across the world are collapsing at this point. India's GDP is again a matter of grave concern. At this time, people are trying to scratch their heads and saying, well, but the stock market seem to be doing well. What's the correlation? How do you answer these questions for them?
So most of our investors are long-term investors. They are not short-term investors. They are not, none of them come with a mindset, get rich quick schemes are not available. They are here for the long term. And if you see the long term, yes, the markets go down, the markets go up, they stagnate, and then they come back. It's a cycle. And if you are here for the long term, there is money to be made in the market. If I have made it, so can all of us. We have over 150 investors in our women stock investors community, and all of them are just thinking long term. So no short term. And yes, when you are thinking short term, then of course you're wondering that GDP is low, what will happen? Unemployment is increasing, what will happen? Yeah, so these concerns are only short term concerns, and they will go away the moment you start thinking long term. And you put your financial goals, which are at least 7 years away.
7 years away. Okay, that's quite a thing to keep in mind. Lalit, you want to come in on where you are seeing the stock markets go in the days to come?
Yeah, so we don't like to time the market, so we don't give any opinion or guidance because we don't know where the markets are headed. It's I also believe that it is almost impossible for anybody to predict where the markets are headed. So with this situation, we just try to give this advice that what ma'am just also said, that invest for long term. So couple of things. So if you are new, be very clear about what you are investing in. Right, so research comes into picture. Second, if you are investing by definition means for long term. You are investing for long term. And number three, for the beginners at least, right, start with small amounts. Learn about the markets. Learn how. So risk tolerance is people think that they can tolerate a lot of risk, but when they really see 20% down or even 10% down, there's a lot of pain. So there is a learning involved. I've been in the market for last 20 years, and I have seen like 2 big, very large crashes, and it really hurts. So I think getting used to the market is also very. So starting small might help there. Don't bet like a lot of money. Don't invest a lot of money in one.
I have about a minute on the show left. Let me give one comment each to all of you on one tip you can give to these young millennial investors who've just jumped in during this lockdown. I'll start with Amrish.
Yeah, so I would say not every day is a Sunday. So please do your research thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay, what about you, Priyanka?
I would say find a mentor and find a community of investors with you. Stock market is not for people who are loners. This is not something that you can do alone. You need mentors. You need a community of investors with you in this journey, additional to having the mindset, the attitude, and the research, like everyone is saying. So yeah, like use the steps, and there are many resources available. Use them. Do not think short term and do not speculate, because this market you will pay a huge price for speculating or gambling in this market.
All right. No speculating and gambling in this market. Lalit, to you.
So my advice is start early, as early as possible. The longer you have to compound your money, the wealthier you will get when you get old. For the young folks.
Okay. All right. Thank you all of you for joining us on this very exciting debate today. And hopefully for people like Sheetal, we've been able to bring out some answers. This is quite a spectacular time if you are looking into the stock market, really. Can you imagine? This has never been seen in at least a decade of history that we've had. So invest cautiously and also go on and learn a few things in this process. That's all we have on FYI for today. If you like this, so please do write to us with all the feedback. We'll see you again from Monday to Friday at 11:30 in the morning. From the team, thanks for watching.